Well, the U.S.-led coalition forces pounding Iraqi and Syrian targets today, including, for the first time, a strike near Syria's border with Turkey. There have been more than 200 strikes in Syria since bombing began there on Tuesday. So are they doing damage to ISIS and the other Islamic groups in that area? Former CIA operative and commander of the agency's bin Laden unit, Michael Scheuer, is joining us now. He was mentioned by name by British hostage John Cantil, who was forced to read a statement on camera released by ISIS earlier in the week. It's nice to see you here in our studios. That must have been pretty surreal to hear your name mentioned in that video.
Well, it wins me a lot of friends usually here in America when that happens, but it's not uncommon. Someone told me that they've used my materials now 16 times. And a couple years ago, when he was still alive, Osama bin Laden recommended one of my books. So it's become kind of commonplace.
But it is, obviously, it stands out at a time when the focus is really heavily on ISIS and its method of communicating to the West using these glossy, highly produced videos to make a point.
Well, we've really, all they really do when they use my work is to say, listen, there's one guy on your side who listens to what we say and understands what we're fighting about. And there's not many. We have decided that we know better. We Americans, or we British, or we Europeans, or we Westerners know better what they think than they do. There has never been any plan on the part of the Islamists, for example, to destroy America because we have women in the workplace or because we have freedom and we have elections, which is what Mr. Obama, Mr. Clinton, Mr. Bush have told us consistently now for the better part of 2 decades. And when you listen to what they say, you understand that what they're doing at the moment is reinforcing the jihad. We're not deflecting it away from us or killing them at a rate that would be consequential. What we're doing is encouraging more young men in the United States, in the West, in Egypt, in Saudi Arabia, to fight with the Mujahideen.
So you're among those who are very concerned that by building a coalition like this and going aggressively against their targets, that it's only doing more to encourage thousands of more people to join in their fight.
Of course. Look at what we're leading at the moment. We're leading a coalition of tyranny for the most part, especially when they first opened the war. Who's on our side? Saudi Arabia, the Emirates, Kuwait, the tyrannies that rule the Middle East, and the tyrannies that these people in the field under ISIS or Al-Qaeda or any other group have sworn to overthrow. So America, the beacon of freedom, is leading a tyranny into
But to be fair, in the past, when America has acted on its own or joined with mostly Western partners, there's been heavy criticism in the Arab world that there has been no joint partnership or they have not been consulted, and that they're being overrun by Western nations against their wishes.
Let them complain, ma'am. If we are going to war, there's only one reason to go to war. And that's to protect the United States, not to protect the Saudis or the Israelis or anyone else. If we go to war, every tool, military tool, should be deployed to end the war as quickly as possible. The only mercy in war is speed, and definitively. We've been fighting now for the better part of 2 decades. We lost in Afghanistan, we lost in Iraq, and the odds are we're going to lose a 3rd war.
Because you believe airstrikes itself are not enough to stop this
They never win anything,
situation.
ma'am. Air power has never won anything except at Nagasaki, and I don't think we're going to see that again.
So without combat troops on the ground at this moment, at this time, you see little hope of this, of the president's wish to destroy and degrade ISIS permanently.
Ma'am, even with combat troops on the ground, we've proven that we cannot defeat these people.
So what do? We just give up?
We let them kill each other. We are so incompetent in terms of conducting a foreign policy and in terms of conducting military operations.
But there's still threats to the homeland. There are still threats to the homeland.
Close the southern border. The only thing we could have done after 9/11 to secure the American people with some degree of confidence was to close the southern border. Mr. Obama, Mr. Clinton, Mr. Bush have cultivated the United States as a battleground. Before my life is over, and I'm pretty elderly, we're going to see American combat troops operating in North America. because we don't know who's here, we don't know what they're up to, and we have no way to defend ourselves. It is a tragic situation and a tragic lack of leadership from both parties, and an underappreciation of the importance of protecting America first.
That's a sobering forecast indeed. Thank you so much for joining us.
Ma'am, it's always a pleasure.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Thank you.